fast cars.
Hello, ladies.
This is Women Take the Wheel.
Sit down, strap in, and turn on all you've got.
Nikki Clark is taking you behind the scenes.
You're ready to win. Let me tell you, these cars, they get up and go pretty good.
Introducing you to women drivers, crew members, and fans of the racing world. Plus, Nikki is bringing you the latest racing news in Indiana and beyond.
We're going to bring it to you from the tower as they get ready to pull into the beams.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network.
All right, strap yourselves in.
Getting off the track and in your ears. This is Women Take the Wheel.
Come on, baby.
With your host,
Here we go.
Nikki Clark.
Hi, I'm Nikki Clark, your host for Women Take the Wheel, here on the All Indiana Podcast Network. And on this episode, I have Meyer back on the show. She's a two-time NHRA champion in Top Alcohol Dragster. She stepped out of the car a couple years ago, but this summer she's going to be back behind the wheel for the Nitro Chaos Series. Oh, and this is on top of being a mom, running a marketing business, and working at the family shop. We talk about how she handles it all and her excitement to drive again. Stay tuned.
Your day moves fast. Your news should too. That's why there's a new and improved Wish TV app bringing you more local news, breaking alerts, live streaming, weather forecasts, radar, and Indiana sports all in one place. Customize your news feed to see the stories that matter most to you and get the information you need when you need it. Download the new and improved Wish TV app today on iOS or Android and take News 8 with you everywhere.
And welcome to Women Take the Wheel. And today we have a returning guest, two-time world champion in Top Alcohol Dragster class, Meyer. How are you today, Megan?
I am wonderful. Thank you so much for having me back on.
Yes, and you are getting back behind the wheel, which is the big exciting news this week. You announced that you will be driving Nitro Chaos Series. I'm clapping in here because I'm so happy to see you driving again.
Yes, I'm very excited to be back. And when I made the decision to take a step back and retire from the sport, I really had no desires of coming back. But at that time, Nitro Chaos wasn't a thing yet. And so this year is the first year that they are going to be doing a points series with 4 races in the Midwest. And so when I heard about that, I was like, man, this is just perfect for me. It's not too much. The races are all kind of close to home. They're all about 4 or 5 hours away, except for the first ones in Cincinnati, which is a little bit further than that. But yeah, it's like, this is kind of exactly what I need just to get my thrill for the year.
And if you're not familiar with Nitro Chaos, it's run by the same people who do Funny Car Chaos, which is Chris and Tara Graves, who I've had Tara on before. And it is pretty laid back. It's not as intense and schedule, uniformed as NHRA. So it's a little bit more laid back too.
Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about it. And I've known Tara for, 15 years probably. We grew up racing at the track together because I believe it was her uncle was a crew guy on a Top Alcohol Dragster team when my dad was driving. She's the same age as me, and when we met at the races that long ago, we just clicked and we hung out all the time. And I've been in touch with her since then. We've kind of gone our separate ways in drag racing, but now this is bringing us back together. And so I just love what her and Chris have done with this series, how they are keeping it very laid back. It's very just, they still want to keep it a show. They want to make sure that the fans have a really good time out there. But of course, you want fun, safe, exciting drag racing action going on. And they are able to get very high car counts and really fast cars too. So I'm just really excited to be able to get the chance to race in a new series against guys that I've never had the chance to race against before.
Yeah, and that uncle would be Rob Wendland, top field crew chief. Yeah, and now you and Tara have a lot more alike too, because she also has a son who's just about a year younger. I don't think, maybe even just like a few months younger than Henry, I think.
Yeah. Levi is, let me see, I think he's about to turn a year old, and Henry is 20 months now. So
Already.
and he is growing like a weed. We are already in size 2 clothes, and he's definitely got the Meyer build to him.
And so that kind of brings me up. The first thing I kind of wanted to talk about, being this is a women's motorsports podcast, is juggling everything. And how, you know, you're a mom and a young mom and young toddler, the series gives you a chance to balance and kind of like do both things what you want to do.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I wasn't planning on coming back to racing because the level I was at, I was gone so much. And I had just gotten married, and my husband was so used to me being away. And we were like, hey, this probably isn't how a marriage is supposed to start out.
Yeah.
And so that was my main reason of deciding to step away, was to, really focus on our family, growing a family, getting pregnant, spending some quality time with my new husband at the time. And, also just being able to kind of have a normal life. Growing up with my dad racing, I never really thought I was one of the normal kids because I was either gone all the time or I was over at Grandma and Grandpa's house all the time. And when we were gone, we'd have to miss out on weddings and birthday parties and, all that family reunions, all that stuff that normal kids do. And so now it's funny, whenever we first started dating, it'd be like, oh, this is my first, let's see, like, okay, so we just had Easter. So we'd be like, oh, this is my first time doing like an Easter egg hunt or whatever. Like, I never got the chance to do this when I was a kid. So like, it's just little stuff like that now I'm able to get to do.
Oh, no. Same way. I was a racing kid, too. My dad was always, on the road. They had Top Out called Dragster also. I don't think they raced it. I think they got out before your dad got in, but same way. So like my dad was gone. My mom didn't start traveling until I was pretty much old enough to do it. So I totally get it. And people don't understand that about racing. Oh, it's so glamorous. It's so great. I did the full NHRA circuit for like 2 years. I did majority of them back when I was with FSM. That gets you. I mean, I don't know how people would do it with kids. I had dogs, and it was hard being single and going to all the races. So I get what you're saying. And now you guys can do what you love. You can go camping on the weekends and stuff like that.
Yeah. I mean, we have so many hobbies, and we just don't get that much time to do them. So we love camping. We have a RZR that we love to go take out to the sand dunes or go to the mountains and ride. I love fishing, and I love just being on a boat. It doesn't matter if I don't catch any fish at all. I just love being out on the water. And my husband is a very active hunter. He's turkey hunting today. And so he got me into deer hunting with a bow and now with a rifle. And so we have so many hobbies that we want to do, and didn't have much time back then. And now I feel like we don't have any time at all trying to raise a baby too.
Oh, yeah. You get in there. And here's what I'm excited about too, is that your sister, who also is a mom and has a little cousin for your buddy, she's going to crew chief your car. Is that correct for at least the first race?
Yes. So my little sister, Rachel, she had her baby a few months ago. And so for those that just for a refresher, I know she's been on your show, just a refresher. She won the championship in 2021 when I stepped away, and then she stepped away because she got married and pregnant and kind of did the same thing I did. And so this will be her first year to come back into the seat. So she is going to race at the Nitro Chaos races with me. Unfortunately, she only gets to do 2 of the 4 races because the first race and the last race of the series is on the same weekend as NHRA races. Yes. And so NHRA is my dad's priority. And so he is going to be at those tracks with 2 of our dragsters, which means we only have 1 left, which is my dragster, which is also the same one she drove. And so so she won't get the chance to drive, but she is going to come in and be my crew chief since my dad is not going to be there. I need someone to help tune the car because I don't know how to do it. And Rachel is very hands-on. She loves the mechanical side of it. She has a degree in mechanical engineering, so she totally gets all that stuff. To me, it just goes way over my head. I don't understand it. So I feel like she is the next best thing to my dad to have. So I'm really excited for her to come and be my crew chief for those 2 races that she's not driving at. And then also I'm excited for the one she is driving at, and I want to do a call out, and I hope that we can do have a little side bet going on to see who could be the better one out of the 2 of us when we do get a race against each other.
Heck yeah. Put up for, whoever loses has to take both kids for the weekend so the other ones can have a weekend off.
Yes, that is a good one. Yes. Yeah.
I like
it doesn't
that.
have to be money. Yeah.
Yep.
If you can just take Henry for a few days, that'd be awesome.
And I was going to say, too, that she, being the whole moms and being at the track with both of you having kids, is somebody, are you bringing a nanny along or somebody along? They're going to watch the boys then? They're going to have their own little area, the pit, their own little hospitality area?
Yeah, it's funny. So whenever we were trying to figure out all the logistics of how we're going to split up the team, and we've got to thankfully, like, we do have a smaller trailer and a dually truck that we can use to kind of do 2 different events on the same weekend, which our team has done a handful of times now. So we kind of know that part. But then I was like, Dad, like, what about Henry? Like, he has to come with us. And because, like, I'm going and my husband's going to go. And I was like, we kind of need a motor home or something, like, for him to, take naps in and to play in and, like, get out of the sun. And he's like, oh. So thankfully we have a friend that is going to let us borrow their motor home for this first race. And yeah, it's stuff like that like, you wouldn't normally think of. You're just like, pack everything up and go. But now it's like you have a whole nother checklist you have to go through when you have a little baby, or now we'll have a couple at the track. So yeah, so my mom is going to come to watch the boys while my sister and I are doing our thing at the track.
I was going to say, you think about everything you have to bring for a kid on a trip, and then you're like, well, and then you're in the pits and all the logistics, bringing all that stuff. And I was the same way. My parents they didn't have a motorhome. They had just like a sleeper on their truck, and I can sleep through alcohol engine warming up. They raised me right. And
exactly.
And I was going to say, and it's the same weekend as you mentioned as the Charlotte race. And I'm like you, Charlotte is one of my favorite races. But then again, I was talking to Will Smith, and he's like, oh no, I'm going to Nitro Chaos. And I'm like, so now I'm thinking I might come see you guys at Nitro Chaos, because Cincinnati's only a couple hours away from here, from Indy. So I'm like, oh, maybe I'll go to Nitro Chaos instead.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I love Charlotte, and I have no plans of going to NHRA races this year except for Topeka, because that is our home track.
Of course.
But if I had to pick one, I would go to Charlotte. But it just happens to be the same weekend as my first race. So
yeah, I remember watching you win there. I was so excited for you when you won there. It's like, it was one of those races where like all my friends won. I'm like, this is the best race ever.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about Charlotte, but we always have really good weather there. It's not too hot, not too cold, not too windy, and they just really great track to race on, and the cars just power through, do really great down there. So Charlotte, it is our favorite track, and so that is going to be my dad's priority that weekend, is to kind of make sure we can continue that streak out there at ZMAX. But yeah, things shift, and I'm in a different season now.
It happens. And then let's talk about the sponsors on your new car. You're a big one on your fire suit, Gunk. How did that come about?
Yes, so that has been in the works for a very long time. So Gunk is our supplier of brake cleaner, engine degreasers, anything we need to really get the clutch dust and the oil and rubber off the cars. We need that heavy duty degreaser. And so we have actually been using Gunk for about 15, 20 years now. I remember ever since I've had a junior dragster, we've always used their brake cleaners and like their orange spray. And so we've naturally just had a great relationship with them over the years. And they did have a change in ownership last year. And when that happened, we met with the new marketing managers and had a meeting, really had no intentions of pitching to them a for race, which now we've got a 2-year deal with them. Really had no intentions of that, but they seemed very interested in what my sister and I were doing. They loved the fact that we are hands-on with the cars. We do get dirty, and we need their products to clean off. And so they kind of wanted, kind of came to us with the idea of doing something with the Meyer sisters. And so put together a marketing deck for them, and they loved it. So just very thankful for that. And like I said, I really didn't have any intentions of coming back. I just want to race for fun. I still love drag racing, and I love racing in any sport. And I do have intentions of trying out other types of motorsports because I know there's so much more out there, and I want to get my feet wet in other stuff and kind of see, am I good at anything else other than just going straight really fast? And so kind of, doing a little bit of stuff like that behind the scenes. But yeah, I mean, that's honestly how it happened. And then thankfully we have a lot of our other partners that have been with us for a few years have also jumped on board. So we have NGK Spark Plugs and Lucas Oil.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're going to be sponsoring us as well this year. And then I do have a couple of new ones as well, which is always exciting. And so Shop Squad is going to be my associate sponsor, which Shop Squad is a branch of NGK, and that is their online training portal that they have. It's totally free. Any person that's either a shop owner, a mechanic, a parts counter person, they can sign up and get access to their free training videos that they've made to just continue educating and learning as everything is always evolving with cars. And so we're going to be knocking out a lot of social media content for them this year. We've also started a student appreciation contest, and they debuted that at Pomona. And so we've brought on some other partners with that, like Boxo Tools. They are going to be supplying a socket set to one automotive student each month, and I'm going to pick the winner. Ooh. There's just an online form on the Shop Squad website. Students can fill out. I'll pick one random winner each month, and they will be sent a prize pack from Shop Squad with a gear bag and then also a socket set from Boxo Tools. So, to help them with their education. And then also, I do want to announce that we have Fuel Factory on the team as well this year. And Fuel Factory is going to be supplying the methanol that we need to run the cars and do the warm-ups, start them up, all that type of stuff. And so, so we've got a lot of exciting stuff, new and current partners on board with us this year.
That is awesome. I'm like you. and it's something that you've taught, because people who don't know, you're the extraordinaire on getting people about sponsorships and teaching other drivers how to do that. It's the creating the relationships and keeping and maintaining the relationships, how important it is. And there's proof right there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah. I love teaching racers about it. It's really just a passion project of mine, which has turned into a legitimate business now, which I have actually created a new website for it that's called motorsportsmarketingtips.com. And I have blog articles on there. I try to put out one every week of just, here's this week's sponsorship tips, marketing tips, social media tips, stuff like that. And so, so yeah, it's just, I don't want to gatekeep this information, because I feel like when I was, brand new to racing, trying to figure out how to get a sponsor, I had no idea what to do. And I would just use what I saw on Google, which just doesn't work nowadays anymore. And so, so I'm just putting stuff out there and, hoping that it helps. And I love getting messages back from racers, saying, hey, I was able to grow my social media page, or I've got a new sponsor, or, I've got this new product that I'm trying out. And so it's just really great to get those messages. And one of them, it was your guest last week, Destiny.
Yes, Destiny.
She's been a client of mine for a few years now. And so it's just awesome to kind of see her on this journey and going into pro stock motorcycle, and now the Formula cars. Like, that's crazy.
And she is awesome, and she has so many plans. And like you too, with your other program, it's helping the next generation too, and teaching the next generation how to do this and how to do this the right way. Because I tell you what, until I mentioned our last podcast, we met when I was at Ford Sports Marketing. We had common friends, but really met there. I had no idea what went into running a race car team. I'm like, well, you go to race and have fun. And they're like, oh, there's a lot more that goes into it than that. And, you're helping people realize this. It's not just like, hey, I'm going to buy a car and go racing. There's so much more stuff to do.
There is, yes. Well, and I think, honestly, it really planted that seed in my head when I went to go work for you and Ryan at Ford Sports Marketing, and really got to see what all it takes to not only find and get a sponsorship, but what it takes to keep one. And so, I love the marketing side of racing and race teams and all that. And so, I get a lot of enjoyment out of that and helping other teams.
I'm the same way, but I'm not helping them, and I have to keep my opinions to myself all the time, and I'm like, oh my God, this is killing me. But yeah, I'm the same way, and I'll watch, in being in TV now, I watch the Fox broadcast, and I'm like, oh, why'd they do this? They should have did that, but nobody cares. So no, I really like it that way. And I'm just trying to think about what other things I want to hit with you, because you do so much. That's my thing. I'm like, I have so many things on my list I could go with, Megan, because you do so much and you balance so much, and you still work full time for the family business too, correct?
I do, yes. So Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, I'm in the office at the truck center. So my parents own, it's called Meyer Truck Center, which is a dealership for tow trucks, wreckers, heavy equipment. And they've had that business for over 35 years now.
Oh, wow.
They haven't had it as long as the race team. The race team got started before the truck center did. Yes, that is my full-time job. I am the accountant there. I do all the accounts receivable, accounts payable. I help parts invoicing, all that type of stuff. And then I also handle all of the bookkeeping, logistics, ordering parts, keeping track of everything that the race team needs to operate, which that itself is a full-time job. I stay very busy with that. And whenever I get any downtime in the office, I'll pull out my laptop and then start working on my projects, whether it's something I need to do for my racing or for a client of mine. And so it's very time consuming, and I try not to bring my work home with me, but there are most nights where after we put Henry to bed, I'll get on my computer and work till about 10 o'clock at night. But I always make sure that between 5 to 8, that is my time with Henry and with my husband. So making dinner, I really just want to be in the moment at that time, not be on my phone, not scrolling social media. That's really, the only window I get when I'm not working. And so it's hard. I have to be very precise with time management and very organized. I have an app that I use as like my to-do list, and I have coordinated, like color coordinated and all organized out into different groups. and, priority and all that stuff. So I have to keep myself very organized, or else it's just going to be chaos, because I say yes to a lot of things that take up a lot of time. So I am actually going to be cutting back on accepting new clients this year, as far as like doing social media management for them, because I just simply don't have time to, especially with me coming back to racing now. It's taken up a lot of time. Even though I haven't even been to my first race yet, I've put in so many hours trying to do a rebranding and create content for my social media. And, we've been doing a lot of recording commercials and videos for our sponsors. And so there's a lot that goes into racing when you're not at the track.
Oh,
and kind of forgot about that part of it. But yeah, it's a lot. And, and then, of course, trying to raise a toddler with all of that, too. So thankfully, my husband is very flexible with his schedule and is able to accommodate Henry when I can't. Like right now, for example, he's up there with him playing. And so, we just kind of make it work for us. And every day is something different.
And I'm like, and what surprised me about you too, because I follow you on all social, you're a fitness like guru to me too. And I'm like, when does she find the time? And look at how good a shape she's in.
Oh.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, you do that. And when you were talking about other racing, so I've seen you try some, is it karting? Is that what I saw you doing too?
Yes, I have a go-kart. So my schedule is crazy. I wake up at 5:30 in the morning and try to get a workout in. So 5:30 to like 6:30, maybe 7 if I'm lucky, if Henry sleeps in. That's like my me time. That's like the only time I get to myself. And so I'll come down into the basement and try to do a workout. I always start off with just walking on my treadmill and reading a book. I love to just start the day off like that. Just walking for 1 mile, which is about 20 minutes. Nothing fast, but just reading a book really wakes me up. I don't drink coffee. I don't drink caffeine, anything like that.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah, I'm like very sensitive to it, so I can't have it. So I try and get a workout in at the beginning of the day, and then there's about 2 or 3 days a week that I'll try to squeeze in a gym session if I'm lucky, but it just all depends on what Henry wants to do. But yes, I do have a go-kart. So my husband originally bought it because he wanted to try it out. And he liked it, but he didn't love it. And so he was going to sell it. And I was like, hey, wait a minute. Like, let me give this thing a try. Like, I have never been on a real go-kart. I've only just been on rental ones, And so I got on and I was like, holy cow. Like, this is a big challenge for me because it's something totally different. And so I did a couple of races last year. I did okay, like nothing to brag about.
Mm-hmm.
I still have a lot I need to learn. But that's just one of the things that I'm going to be trying out, just something to do for fun. And what's cool, though, is the track at Topeka. They have a road course track. So they have dirt track, drag strip, and road course track. And once a year, they let go-karts come on and race around the road course track. And so that's like my goal is to be able to do that race this year. And so I need to actually get that go-kart out and start practicing for that.
Oh, you're making me miss home. Talk about Topeka. I lived there so long. Because your parents are in Olathe, and I'm like, I live in Lenexa, which is right there. And so I'm like, oh man, talking to Megan, I'm missing Kansas right now.
Yeah.
And here's a question for you too, because I saw your husband, doesn't he do some motocross or motorcycle? So isn't that something you would consider getting on 2 wheels?
Oh, not at all. And he would never let me do that either. So yes, he races dirt bikes, and he's very good at it. He races the woods racing, the enduro style, and I'll tell you what, there was one time where, so one of his friends, is a husband and wife that both race, and I'm good friends with the wife. And I went over to their house one day without my husband, and I rode her dirt bike, and I think it was a 250, and I was just going very slow, trying to figure out how to stick my leg out and go around corners and stuff. And I don't think I crashed at all, but I just go really slow. And Adam wasn't there. He didn't see anything, but I told him about it. He was like, "You are never allowed to do that." He's like, "What if you get hurt? Like, you break your arm, you break your leg?" And he's like, "Then what? Then you can't really work, and we need you to help with Henry and all this stuff." So he's just like that's where he draws the line.
Yep, and it's safer in a race car. I just always remember Larry Dixon after his crash going, "I feel safer in my race car than I do in the truck coming to the track."
Yeah, exactly. Yes, I have never been, knock on wood, I've never been in a crash on the drag strip, but I have been in about 5 accidents on the road, and only one of them was my fault.
We all have to have that one, yeah, it happens. So, okay, now is the time where you get to tell us where we can find you, where we can follow you, let everybody know where to go and recap that up.
Yeah, so on Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and YouTube, you can find me at meganmeyer.racing. And YouTube is something new I'm trying out this year. It's going to be my new focus. So I'm going to be shifting gears on social media. I was focusing on Instagram, but just like everybody else, my Instagram has really tanked. And so I'm going to be shifting my focus this year to YouTube and kind of coming out with more long-form vlog style videos. So really excited about that. My next one, which is we went testing a few weeks ago in Dallas. So we've been working on editing that video, and it's going to be released next week. So it's going to be the first one in my new vlog series, which is called Chasing Chaos for the Nitro Chaos series. So really excited about that. And then online, my website is, I've just have a brand new redesigned my website, and it's meganmeyerracing.com. And then if you are a racer and you're needing help with marketing, you can go to motorsportsmarketingtips.com, and you can see my blog there, as well as courses and templates that I have also made.
Yes, because, and like I said, I've talked to other people who have gone through your course too. Joe Morrison also went through your course, and he was helped out so much by it. So I love what you're doing to help the racers, the next generation of racers, and we are so happy. And like I said, I think I might be coming to Cincinnati now. Might come see a race that weekend.
Yes, no, you definitely should. It'll be a really good race.
Okay, thank you so much for being on today, Megan. I really appreciate you talking to us.
Yeah, thank you, Nikki. See you later.
Thank you again for listening. I'm Nikki Clark, and this is Women Take the Wheel. Be sure to connect and follow on Facebook when you search for Women Take the Wheel podcast. And be sure to follow and subscribe to this podcast right now on the All Indiana Podcast Network.
From the All Indiana Podcast Network,
This is Women Take the Wheel.
with Nikki Clark. Follow and subscribe to this podcast now and discover even more great podcasts on the All Indiana Podcast Network. Online at allindianapodcastnetwork.com.
AllIndianaPodcastNetwork.com.